Hello, everyone, and thanks again for joining us here on the Crypto Weather channel. And welcome to Crypto Summer. 2024 is a crypto summer season. In this video, we're going to briefly talk about the forecast for the entire crypto summer 2024, and then we'll briefly touch on a little review of crypto spring 2023 and what transpired there versus what we forecasted, right? So as you can see, we got a new element here on the chart, which is crypto summer specific, this white rectangle here, right? So the bottom left corner of this rectangle is on the jet stream at the beginning of the year, and the top right of this rectangle is on the jet stream or the future halving curve. All right, on the last day of the year of the season, crypto summer. All right, so and if we look back in history, all right, we can see that Bitcoin usually it's usually a pretty uneventful season, crypto summer, with the exception of any black swan events, obviously, like the coronavirus here. But for the most part, we usually trade uh, within this rectangle here. I don't know why I keep always wanting to say triangle for some reason. Within this rectangle here, right, either along the top of the future halving curve or along the bottom of the future halving curve, right? So either along the bottom or along the top within this rectangle, right, for a majority of the year. So just like in crypto spring, we usually, trade within, one of these two cumulus triangles here. In crypto summer, we usually trade within this white rectangle here, right? So, and that's for in every cycle, right? So as you can see here, the second cycle here, we traded along the bottom of the future halving curve within that rectangle for most of the year. And if we go back to the first cycle, you can see we traded primarily along the top of the future halving curve within that rectangle there, right? So going forward here in 2024, we are just kicking off the year. We are still short term. As you can see, we are still short term bearish on Bitcoin. All right, indicated by these two downwards sloping arrows here. We're expecting this big upswing, from the ETF news or pre-halving pump, whatever you want to call it. We're still expecting that to subside, right, and to start to pull back down towards the future halving price here, this range here, and that's a reason why we put this circle here, right? Because remember, this is not an exact price, right? This is just a roundabout estimate of where we expect the price to be going into the halving, right? So we're looking for the price to go ahead and start pulling back down towards somewhere in this area here where this white circle is, right? And then for the rest of the year, we expect to trade primarily somewhere along the jet stream, whether it be along the bottom, which is most likely, or over along the top, right, of the jet stream. And so we've put two arrows for those two scenarios as well, along the top and along the bottom, right? And then getting into, a long-term forecast that'll be going into next year, or the end of this year into next year, which will be crypto autumn or crypto fall for us Americans. Uh, we expect, to start, pulling out of that rectangle there towards the end of the year and into crypto autumn, as we go ahead and complete, this bull market here, and make our way up towards the future halving price for next cycle, right? So this line up here is the future halving price for 2000, or for crypto crypto summer of the next cycle. All right, so that's our short and long term forecast. All right, so that's what we're expecting to happen here. As you can see, let's go back and do a little review here of 2023, which was crypto spring. As you can see, our last forecast, I believe, was in May, April, May sometime. We had two forecasts. Our final forecast for the year took us along the bottom edge. Let me make that a little bit bigger there. Took us along the bottom edge here of the future halving curve in this lower cumulus triangle, which is where we're expecting to stay for much of the year, which we did, right? And then we said that there was a small possibility, a small possibility that we will get a little tiny uptick up above the future halving price towards the end of the year, before coming back down into crypto summer here, which did happen. However, it well exceeded our expectations here, obviously, with the ETF news and hopes that the Federal Reserve would start cutting interest rates a little bit sooner than expected. So all of those things, really caused Bitcoin to really blast through all of these resistance lines here, which it can happen. These are forecast lines, right? So they're not set in stone, and also the all of these elements are based off of the future halving price here, right? So, given the fact that that in itself is a forecast, all of these elements could be, in a completely different position when we actually do get that hard price of, where the Bitcoin price is going to be at the halving. So when that happens, you remember we said we'll go ahead and plug that in and recalculate all of these elements, and we'll see, where all of these elements actually, were, just like we did for all of the previous cycles here. As you can see, these are all set in stone, right? All of these elements here. This is historical data, right? And we use that historical data to project, what all these elements look like here in the future, right? So, but for right now, this is the forecast that we got, and that's what we're going to stick with up until the halving, right? Wherever that price is going to be, right? And on whatever date the halving falls on. So this is what we have right now. All right, so like I said, we broke through, all of those resistance, all of those potential resistance lines. So the first one was the future halving price, right, which we were expecting to go up past, at some point here before the halving, right? Because that's just been a historical pattern, right? To go up above the future halving price, and then to actually come back down below it before the halving event. So we had the future halving future halving price line. And then we also broke up above the lower edge of this outer or maximum halving high pressure zone, or whatever you want to call it. And then also here the upper edge of the upper cumulus triangle. And then finally the bottom edge of this here inner or minimum halving high pressure zone area here. And that's where we're sitting at currently as of the recording of this video. As you can see, we met we actually met some pretty good resistance at, at least 3 of those points, right? 3 of those 4 points. But like I said, these aren't set in stone. As you can see, we've had many times back here in the future, where we've actually, crossed these points here, right? All of these points. And then even here, last cycle, we actually were trading up inside of the, the innermost future or halving high pressure zone there, right before and after the halving, right? So, these are just, these aren't, set in stone. Like, the price is definitely going to fall once we hit one of these lines, right? It's just areas that we, like to look out for a potential reversal in price, no matter how extreme or not extreme, right? So that's our forecast going forward here. Like I said, we're expecting to pull back down into this rectangle here. All right. And we're expecting to trade either along the bottom of the jet stream, which is this white dashed line here if you can't really see it, or along the top of the jet stream. All right. For most of the year, and then potentially pulling out of that area towards the end of the year, right, into next year, which will be crypto autumn. All right, so that's that. Hope you guys did enjoy this run up here. Even though we are short term bearish on Bitcoin, I'm always happy to see the Bitcoin price moving upwards, right? I'm not a perma bull, but I love to see the Bitcoin price moving up, right? Because as you can remember, we set up a trade here right at the beginning of the bull market, right? And we're expecting to hold that all the way up until we hit the future halving, or the future halving price for next cycle, sometime in early or late 2025. Who knows? Maybe even then towards the end of 2024. So if we do move up, to that price, all right, a little bit earlier, hey, I'm all for it. I mean, that would completely, bust this forecast model here. But like I said, I'm always rooting for Bitcoin to go higher. I would like it to move higher in a healthier way than what I just mentioned. But if that happens, by all means, like I am super excited. Even with this ETF pump, just smashing through all of these resistance lines, I was just, it was over the holidays mostly, but I was still, pretty excited to see that happen, right? So, but nevertheless, we will definitely keep you posted as the situation develops. Welcome to Crypto Summer 2024, and thanks for watching.